On-premise for us, obviously we've been used to on-premise. Everybody's used to on-premise. The cloud is sometimes seen as a scary step to taking things off-site. And I will say we have some things that are in the cloud, but not necessarily in the way that you would think. So with architecture, engineering, and construction, we use a lot of third-party software. A lot of that third-party software is not set up to use just any cloud. So one of our main products that we use, Autodesk Revit, really functions best on an on-premise solution. And I would say our designers are, I think, we have 70 or so designers. So that's architects and interior designers. And they work in the software 4 days a week. So that's probably, 80% of the time, 4 days a week. That's a huge chunk of their time in this particular software that functions best on premise. So the Autodesk itself offers a cloud solution, and we are moving some of that work for this specific program to their cloud solution, which also has multi-factor authentication, which, we've talked about that. But I think that, maybe in 5 years, we would look again at a cloud solution. For us, though, on-premise right now has been pretty much the only choice that we have. There have been other firms that we've spoken to that have gone in the cloud, and there have been some difficulties dealing with this particular software. So we're happy to stay on-premise now. So for us, we're a single office, so that's not a challenge we're facing. I know a lot of people faced issues with employees being scattered all over the place. We're a single office. We're here pretty much 5 days a week, so we don't have that challenge necessarily. But now that more people are able to work remotely, travel is happening. There's a lot more mobility than we used to have. So a lot of our hardware that's required is pretty hefty. Whenever I talk to the help desk guys, they look at our machines and they're like, wow, okay, this is souped up. So it's taken a little while to find options that are flexible. So hardware choices. So we spent a lot of time reviewing with Dave, our CIO, with you guys. We spent a lot of time reviewing what hardware choices would be available to us to support that mobility. We also, a lot of the challenges with moving around, Dave and I were talking about this morning. A lot of the issues that we have are security. So people who are mobile, having mobile devices, how to protect our office when everybody is out on trying to link up to public networks and all of those things. So I think a lot of the challenge for us is we haven't been used to being mobile. So in the next couple of years, I think we're going to see a move towards more of that. And hopefully working with Dave, we can prepare for any of those kinds of challenges. So when I joined Hastings in 2006, we're going to go way back. In 2006, we were 20-something people. We had our IT group consisted of one person that was outsourced. We outgrew that pretty quickly, and I believe it was in maybe around 2015, we started working with an MSP. We didn't have anyone in-house, and as we've continued to grow, we're now at 85, 90 people. This last couple of years, we've had an in-house IT person that handled a lot of our on-site, really quick needs. So AVs down in the conference room, that person would be addressing that need. If someone had maybe a blue screen at their desk, that person would grab the error code and start working on that with Dell or whoever else. So a lot of tier 1 level, on-site, really high touch, quick response time that's being handled by our person on site. Anything that involves needs more, digging around anything that's kind of O365 related, anything that's server related, or overall environment or network related. We usually work with the LBMC help desk for that. That's just a quick call. As I said, they all know me by name. I called in the other day and had a great call with Ryan. He was in the office, had his video up. A few people popped by and waved and said hello. So I've gotten to know quite a few of them over there. And we've had some instances where our in-house IT person wasn't available, or we were switching. We were onboarding a new person, and the LBMC help desk kind of picked up during those times and handled a lot of things that our on-site would typically handle. So we've even had people here, loading computers for us. Typically that's, again, something that our on-site person would be doing. And then I continue to have monthly calls with Dave, who is essentially our CIO for you guys. And a lot of our conversations are looking at road mapping. What are we seeing in the industry? So they're much more high level conversations where he's doing research, I'm doing research. We're bringing that research together and talking about what are our big goals for Hastings as a firm. We're still having conversations about on-premise versus cloud. So we're continuing to have a lot of those high level conversations. So I think LBMC is plugged in at all of those levels in different ways. And then of course we have our account manager with you guys. So that's Terry. He visits us regularly. We have weekly calls with him. He helps us stay on top of what's happening at a technical level. He coordinates things between all of the engineers that work on projects for us. So I think at kind of every level, we're interfacing with different groups at LBMC, which is great because, one of the reasons we decided to go with LBMC was the varying levels of expertise. I mean, there's such a wide range of skill sets at LBMC, and that's what's wonderful to us versus having, maybe you have 3 or 4 people on site versus the knowledge of an entire company. So I think that, has been benefiting us greatly for the last couple of years.